G'day and welcome to another Mongrel Dog production, and welcome to Desert Raid for 2019. Desert Raid is an off-road motorcycle rally held in a different part of remote Western Australia every second year, and this one is being held at Empress Spring in the Great Victoria Desert. Grab your gear, let's go. We've arrived at Laverton. Okay, from here it's 300 kilometres of gravel on the Great Central Road towards Chukarillia for fuel, and then of course Empress Springs, which is about 60 kilometres off Great Central Road. Looks like things are picking up tempo-wise. There's a few bikes in town, and you don't have too many options from here. It's either White Cliffs Road or Great Central Road. Well, I left Perth on a DR650, so how is it I'm now riding a CRF 1000, the Africa Twin? Let me tell you. The access road from Great Central Road to Empress Spring is 60 kilometres. 60 kilometres, it's a formed track, let's call it that, but there's a couple of snotty bits, and old mate Dren got himself all crossed up, and the bike threw him off, and he's done his ankle. Possibly broken. So we're in the process now of getting him and his bike back to the relative safety of Chukarillia Roadhouse. Well, I'm back at Empress Springs for the second time today. We got Dren and his bike back to Chukarillia Roadhouse, so at least we know he's safe and warm for this evening. My guess is it's broken, but we'll find out when we get back to Perth. My guess is I'm the last to arrive, and I'm rider number 50, so 50 blokes to show up on a desert road is not a bad turnout considering where we are. So yeah, we'll have a couple of drinks around the fire tonight, and when we get up in the morning and blokes will just go back to where they came from. Getting out tomorrow could be a bit tricky for some because if you've had 50 bikes over some of that snotty stuff, that means the snotty stuff is going to be snottier tomorrow morning. Well, it's early morning from the night before. I was hoping to go down this hole yesterday. I never got the chance because I was running a bit late. But anyway, this is where this place got its name from, Empress Spring. It was discovered, no, it wasn't discovered by David Carnegie, but he found it with the help of a local Aboriginal because him and his tour party and his camels were dying of thirst. So anyway, it's a permanent water source, although you've got to crawl through a very, very narrow crawl space to get to it. And I don't have the gumption for that, but anyway, we'll go inside and have a look, eh? There's a set of eyes down there. He's, I don't know, oh gosh, you're going to die down there. Nothing I can do for him. We'll get in and have a look, eh? Well, it's a fox. He's pretty weak. He's not far off dying. But I got no sympathy for him. They're an introduced species. Kill the native wildlife. So unfortunately, he's just going to have to be sacrificed. Anyway, now here we are inside. It's quite a big cabin, as you can see. But yeah, if you go down there, not that I'm going to, but down there is a crawl space, a very narrow crawl space, and apparently that's where the water is, but I won't be doing that today. You right? You right, buddy? Rough start to the morning, eh? Trying to leave. Blokes are starting to suit up and leave because I've lost my two riding partners, Shane and Dren. Dren hurt himself. I'm going to tag along with another small group. We're heading for the coast, I believe. What'd you do, mate? Overshoot the corner?
No, Roz binned it right on the corner.
Sorry?
So Roz binned it right on the corner.
I will washed out, I just laid it.
Doesn't matter, we're here now.
So I came up this way to get out of the way.
He avoided me, dropped it in the heavy sand, and the other guy with the KTM came
He
around
binned
the
it right there.
Oh.
Just the rocks.
He did a big endo up here and bloody bike. He's
Anyway,
okay.
we'll get you out, we'll get you going.
Beautiful, thanks.
Well, we've left the access track or access road to Empress Springs. We're now back at Chukarillia Roadhouse. Dren was still here, but he was in no fit state to ride back. So his bike's been abandoned here. They'll secure it, and Dren has got to lift back towards Laverton, I guess, for X-rays to determine just how much damage has been done to that ankle. But he didn't look well when I saw him. Well, this is the end of the first day with my new adopted family. That's Chris and JP. We're on our way to Exmouth. We've just arrived at Wiluna, refuelling, and we'll be moving just out of town, I guess, to find a bush camp. And I guess be in Exmouth in a couple of days' time. I'm a little troubled and concerned. I mean, I'm not normally in the business of telling people what to do with their lives, but while we've been here refuelling at Wiluna, there's a young bloke here who's going to tackle the Canning stock route on his own, and I'm not sure whether he's got him, whether he knows what he's in for. I wasn't being a smart ass when I asked him if he knew what he was doing. He reckons he's done his research, but I've got some genuine concerns because I know how difficult it is. I've not done it on a bike, but I know what the conditions are like, and looking at how much weight he's carrying, geez, I wish him well. We've arrived at Mount Augustus. Mount Augustus is the biggest monolith in the world, bigger than Uluru, although most of it is below ground, so it doesn't give the same appearance as Uluru. But anyway, that aside, we're only here long enough for fuel and water, top up the water bladders, and I don't know, we'll go a few kilometres out of the park here and find a bush camp for the night. Fairly seamless journey today. We covered about, I don't know, 500 kilometres, but yeah, other than a couple of nav checks, it was a fairly seamless journey. I spoke to Dren yesterday morning. He got himself to Leonora, to the hospital there. Works out that he's got a fractured tibia, so he won't be pulling on motorbike boots for a few weeks at least. Tomorrow, the final stretch heading west towards Exmouth, the coast. We'll probably be there for a couple of nights, I reckon. Well, another seamless day yesterday. Once again, about 500 kilometres. We're staying at Coral Bay for 2 nights. We're not going to go to Exmouth for different reasons. But anyway, yeah, fairly seamless journey. Although JP hit a rock on a dry creek bed, and that's dented his front rim. Nothing drastic, but now he's got a dented front rim. And Chris has got some concerns about his front drive sprocket. He's got a history of those things wearing out prematurely on their bike, but otherwise, yeah, as I said, we're here for 2 nights. We'll pack up tomorrow morning and take about 3 days to get back to Perth, I guess.
Oh, look at him go, look.
Yeah,
Well, we're inbound to Perth. This will be our last day. We'll be home in a couple of hours. The last couple of days have gone fairly swimmingly, although Chris did have a pinch flat. He hit a rock on a dry creek bed, so we pulled over at Gascoyne Junction to repair that. But otherwise, as I say, the last couple of days have gone fairly swimmingly. And if this is the final home stretch, you know what that means. See you on the other side.